Today on Alpha Male Fan Fiction, I'm prowling around the RNC in Milwaukee with a posse of masculine guys in tow. I can't go more than several yards without getting stopped by adoring fans. Women are throwing themselves at me from across the convention center. I've been having a great time, but needed a reprieve from being the center of attention. I snuck out from the festivities to link up with some boys at a steakhouse and pound some domestics. I was whisked off to the best booth in the house, got settled in, and ordered for the table as any real man would. After ordering over 15 pounds of steak, a beautiful plate of calamari, and several other sides, I saw a tall, athletic black man sitting at a nearby table. It took me a moment, but I quickly realized he was a star player for the NBA's Milwaukee Bucks. I locked in and gathered that he was engrossed in a deep discussion about President Trump and the 2024 election. The NBA All-Star was deeply moved by President Trump's courage in the face of an assassin's bullet and wanted to be all in for Trump 2024. He was discussing campaign contributions with his financial advisor over dinner. I ascertained that he was on the precipice of a major donation, so I took the initiative and stepped in. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation, I said, extending my hand to the player. I'm Donald Trump's favorite author and a major bundler for his campaign. I'm going to tell you why you should donate to the campaign. He invited me to see it, and I gave him an impassioned plea for our country and our president. A few moments later, we had struck a deal for the largest legally allowable donation to the president's campaign. I'll let you get back to your food soon, but it's time for some real talk, I told him. Your three-point percentage has been under 40% for 3 years straight now. I think your base is a little off from deep. I pulled up some clips in my phone, and we broke down some film and worked out the issue. He thanked me profusely and dapped me up like a brother before I returned to my table. I received a hero's welcome from my boys at the table just as the food arrived. The meat was coming out slowly because the waitress, Teresa, was being a bit lackadaisical. So I got into her. "Sweetheart, you're going to make a man very unhappy someday," I said authoritatively. "I just closed a major deal and have worked up quite an appetite. Put some pep in your step." She blushed and apologized for her lethargy. After we finished our food, she came back to check in. "I recognize you from TV, Mr. Adams," she said, leaning in with a smile. "I have to say, you're even more of an alpha male in person." "I'm not going to apologize," I fired back. "I got stuck into you earlier because you needed it. It wasn't personal. It wasn't because I wanted to hurt your feelings. It was because I wanted you to be better. I corrected you for your own good. I'm so appreciative of it, Mr. Adams," she said as she put her hand on my arm. "I wanted to let you know that I took care of your check. You shouldn't have to pay for my slothfulness." "You're right. I shouldn't," I said with a twinkle in my eye. "But I like that I didn't have to ask. You're a woman of action. I'd really love to learn more from you," she said playfully. "Look, I've got to get back to the convention to support my president. If you'd like to tag along and see what you can absorb from me this evening, you're welcome to," I said with a twinkle in my eye. She was shocked. "I'd love to, but I'm in the middle of my shift," she stammered. I was unmoved. "You're either in or you're out." I stood up and made a beeline for the door with my crew following closely behind, not looking behind me for a second. I was about to step into my car when I heard a voice shouting my name in the distance. I saw Teresa sprinting down the sidewalk towards me, only slowing to throw her apron into the trash bin on the sidewalk. She was in. Alpha male.